Hey guys, working on my 2003 Infiniti G35, and this is a part of Restoration G here. I'm going to be installing a aftermarket stereo in here. Okay, now because this already has an aftermarket stereo system in here, I'll still show you guys what you need to get to do this on this vehicle. But for now, we need to remove this here, pull this out. And with this, you can usually just pull up nice and gentle, like that. And I'll put this in like fourth, pull it back. And there's two sensors back here I need to remove. This is the flashers right here. Let me disconnect this one. This is the little cigarette lighter. The ashtray light. That gives me a little bit more play here. And this right here, and that's these two sensors. I'm gonna move this out here, out of the way. Now that we have this exposed, we need to take this off here. Now, usually when it comes to these plastics, you want to be very, very careful. Kind of pull gently.
Careful, SpongeBob! SpongeBob, careful! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob!
Oh God, I think I broke every clip. Every clip broke. Oh my God. Oh my God. I broke every clip. No shot. Every single one broke. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to use like super glue or something. Then we need to unloosen the analog clock. Fabulous, 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 fabulous. I can't believe I just did that. Now, you don't have to actually disconnect this. The big thing is you need to get to this little top tab right there. And I'm just going to loosen this up while I'm sitting here. Cool. And this here, just get yourself a little tool and you can kind of fit, usually clips in here somewhere, kind of work it around. I may have to drop this like that, give it some free play, and there we go. So you just kind of pull this down a little bit and that will free up some of that space right there. We just need to drop this down enough so that this little plastic can reach over that, so that's fine. And now drop this down, and there's like a bunch of, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, I see at least four screws going across. We need to remove those. 2, this is 3. Okay, that's out. And there's a screw all the way on the far right. I think I may have to open up my passenger side door if I'm not mistaken. It's been a little while. Let me see if I can just pull it down. Yeah, let me open up my door so that I can pull that down like that, like so. This is also how you can access your cabin filter too. Okay, and I remember why. There is a certain screw. It's deep in here. I'll show you guys where it's at and why we need to access that in 1 second. That last screw is all the way down there. Might be hard to see because it's dark. I'll show you guys in a second. And I'll put a light, but if you see right there towards the back, that is a screw you got to remove. There we go. Sheesh. And then just kind of let it hang down like that. And there's 2 more flatheads here. Cool. And now, give me a second. Now, there is this little clip. This little trim piece right here you want to pull out. Most of these cars, this thing is broken, but if you still have it, congratulations. But now, if I'm not mistaken here, you basically kind of just pull it forward. And here as well, trying not to break anything. Yep. Okay. And my little vent here didn't want to come out. It's not the end of the world, but there we go. And now this is the whole module if yours is older. If I'm not mistaken, I think these just kind of clip in. I'm actually not going to bother that. If it doesn't want to come out, I'm not going to force it, but I'm just going to disconnect the little stuff here. Just going to disconnect this. This is the antenna. This is the AC controls. If I can figure it out how to get it out. I think I finally got it. Man, that is a firm connection. Okay, that's out. This is my mic connection here. This is for my Bluetooth speaker. I'm gonna lay that to the side. And then this is the main harness that goes to the stereo. Just gonna push that in and pop that out. And now my unit is completely separated. I need to unscrew these sides here to disconnect the Kenwood stereo system. And that's 2. This is 3. Don't lose them. And then same thing here on this side. Now, with all those screws disabled, I should be able to just like push this through. I think you push it forward actually. All right. So you don't actually push it in, you push it out. Sorry, could have broke something there. And this is our little trim piece. You don't want to lose that. But now, a little bit firm, but just push it all the way through. There we go. Very nice. So I do want to mention, for this vehicle specifically, this is the actual installation kit itself. I think it is a Metra DDXR-706. I'll put the link in the description. And these little plastic tabs here, there's lips that they attach to so that these will stay in place, and then we'll just screw in the new one. But this is our installation kit. There's a screw there and a screw there for the little pocket up here. If your car has the navigation system, I don't remember how you have to go about that, but this is the pocket design. I think if you had the stock navigation system, you want it out anyway. It probably looks like trash, but let's keep going. So this video is kind of in reverse for me. This looks like to be the antenna adapter right here. Can't tell you what part number it is, but I can definitely see that it plugs in right here. So this definitely looks like to be our antenna adapter. And where's those main harnesses at? Okay, this is our wiring harness for the Kenwood, and it looks like our connections are here, and we have a special type of wiring harness here. Okay, okay, I still have to disconnect them because I still have the battery on. I will mention you are supposed to disconnect your battery in these situations, but that's okay, because I'm not gonna any connections we're gonna do, we're gonna make sure that this is disconnected from the body of the car. And I need to see here, I need to disconnect these main harnesses. Push down and do like that. That looks like the easiest way to get it done. Push down and do that. Okay, that's out. There must be something else under here. Okay, and another thing I wanted to mention is this car does have steering wheel controls. This must be this access box here, and it is tied to something in here. So I'm going to disconnect this from right here so that I don't mess up anything. And yeah, I gotta look and see what this is. This is definitely a different type of installation kit that I'm used to seeing here. I'm just gonna look and see what kind of, it says it's OEA 4A Scosche. This must be the wiring harness itself. I'm gonna look at how this works. I'm gonna look up this access to see how I can use this for my stereo, for my steering wheel controls, and then I will go from there. So let me get back to you guys. All right, so this is always the fun part when you're replacing a stereo. It's always about working backwards. This looks like to be the Metra 70-7550. What this actually is right here is this is a amplifier, like an amplifier booster. See how I can change the left front, right front, and all this stuff. I can kind of make the speakers work a little harder with this. Interesting, but we don't need this. The main and most important part of this is all this stuff here, and I'm going to show you how we're going to wire it into our Sony stereo. A couple things I will show you that are important to know. Usually every harness has a ground wire to it. This has a black wire. This has a black wire. I don't know what this. This is for the steering wheel controls. This also has a ground wire. So as you can see, you see all three grounds are together. You always put all your grounds together. And I will have another ground. This ground right here, I have two because this is a no I don't. Okay, cool. And then this ground for the stereo will also connect. So I will have 4 grounds. Just don't forget that. And these two, I'm gonna leave these together so I can memorize this. This must be a power wire to the steering wheel controls right here. So I'm gonna integrate that with the red power wire. So I'll have 3 here. That's one of the only big things that's gonna be different. But I'll show you the owner's manuals and then we'll go from there. And this is just the different instructions of what subwoofers go where if you're installing subs. We're not touching that. I do want to mention I do have a rear view camera I will be installing. I have to make a separate video for that. We have our mic, but what's most important is, and what you're looking at right here is this here. The white with a black stripe is your front speaker. Green stripe is your rear speaker. Yellow is your battery. Black is your ground. Red is your accessory. Blue is, I believe usually blue is your antenna wire. Orange is your white wire. Orange is your illumination. This light green is a parking brake wire. I'll show you what to do with this too. And your purple with white is the reverse signal. Okay, and then this is this right here on my phone, and this what tells you what each wire does. So we basically have to color code and make sure we match these wires with these wires, or we match this with this stuff here. I'll show you one example and then I'll just have to shoot across and do a bunch of them. So I'm just going to show you one connection here. I have a purple with black stripe. If I find it in a purple. So I'm going to use the solid purple with the solid purple. This is a speaker wire. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. Get yourself some wire stripper here. You can spend a lot of money. You can get a cheap one, whatever works for you. And I'm going to pull it apart like that, and that will expose our wire here. And I want to use the crimp cap method. I'll show you. You can use butt connectors, crimp caps. I do recommend doing something like that so you ensure that you have solid connections, but you want to look something like that. Don't want to poke myself. because I did cut these wires. And then I have the purple positive right here, like that. And what I'm going to do here is twist this together, kind of braid it like that, and then get them like this and braid them together. And the big thing is to not poke yourself. Be careful. Now that you kind of made it a connection like that, now I'm gonna get a crimp cap, get this on. What we're gonna do here is slide this in, and what crimp caps have, they have a little metal sleeve in here that will obviously keep these two pressed together, but it will also make sure that you maintain good connectivity. And all you gotta do is kind of give it the pull test, and you know you're good. And I'm gonna do this a bunch of times over, and then I'll get back to you guys. As you can see here, we have a ground from here, a ground from here, a ground from the Sony harness, and the ground from the steering wheel controls. All of these are connected. At this point, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 grounds. With the parking brake wire, you are supposed to connect this to your actual handbrake, but this is like a safety feature, so that if you're using any kind of features that like newer cars want you to be in park, this is what this wire is for. What you can do is you ground this wire so that you don't have to worry about that. And what we do here is we're just gonna wrap it around, and I have a whopping 5 grounds. All right, let's see if I got a big enough crimp cap for this. And I have a larger crimp cap that I will slide in here. Try to squeeze them all together and kind of force them in there like that. Hold on. Be careful to not cut yourself. Copper can get you. But anyway, see, I got all that together. I'm gonna force it all up in there like that. And then now, I can see a little bit of it sticking in the clear part. I'm gonna crimp it down here. Okay, and holy cow, that is a lot of grounds. But everything is connected, like I said, for the power, because I think the steering wheel control thingamajigger here needs a power. So I have 3 powers. Everything else is all crimp capped. Only thing I did not touch. Now that we have everything connected, we can do a pre-fit. The one thing I do have to see is how to make this work. There's got to be a way I can figure it out. But for now, I'll plug this in last. So let's get our new stereo and let's take a look at her. And this is our old. And this is our new. What's cool about this is, even though it's a double DIN screen, it has a single DIN capacity, or whatever you want to call it, like storage space. So we have some space under here for wires and stuff like that. But I'm gonna leave this paper on here because I don't want it to get scratched by that. Ask me how I know about it. I've done it before. Okay, so these 3 over here, don't use them. These 2, I was just I was correct actually. I just put them in the wrong way. But now this it has to do with the steering wheel control. I think it goes into this remote port, I think. So I'm just gonna put this in right there, and that does fit like a glove. This is the antenna adapter right here. That fits. This is the mic wire. Let's see if I can use this. Sometimes I'm lucky I don't have to replace it. I don't have to use the one that comes with the Sony. And the main harness is, oh god, I didn't drop my stereo right here. So talk about mine's looking like a mess, right? And okay, and I think I'm good to go here. So now take this plastic off, And we're going to turn the car to the on position and see if we work. Okay. On position. Okay. And we have power. Hold on, let me take this light off. Good, that's a little bit better. So now, okay, I can definitely hear the beeps. Let's see if the radio works. Just do radio works. So we're cash right now. That's good. All this is a test fit just to make sure that our stereo setup is working. So now I'm actually going to remove these connectors and then we'll mount it to, oh, there's one more thing I got to do. I got to hurry up too because it's getting dark. All right, I know this looks like a big mess. Don't worry, I'll fix it by tomorrow. So for the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, you have a USB. Now, normal thing is you just gotta fish it somewhere and let it hang, but I want it to look relatively professional, so I'm gonna use something called a flush mount. I'm going to remove this cigarette lighter or this power outlet here, and I'm gonna swap it for this. To take this side out, remember there's a bolt here, bolt here. It's getting dark, so I'm trying to hurry up. There's two connectors here, and this black connector, you literally, it's like a plug. You just kind of push it out, keep pulling it out till it comes out, and then I'm gonna swap this out and install this. So it's getting dark, and for the most part, I do have everything in. I intend on leaving this out. I'm gonna leave this out for tonight because what I need to do is to get the rear view camera to work. This is the trigger wire to send the signal to turn on the stereo. I need to fish wire all the way through here and run it all the way back so that I can get the rear view camera to work. So for now, I'm gonna leave all this stuff apart. Craziness. But in the house, I'm gonna swap this flush mount out. So get with you guys in the morning. It's only 5 o'clock, and it's literally looks like it's like 8 or 9. It's craziness in the wintertime. So this just pulls out like that, and okay, it's a little extra piece. I think I can pull this plastic out. Let me see. So it looks like if you like spin it and you just pull it through, and that pops out. See that little unlock groove right there? Now, what I'll do is I'll get some thread tape on here and then put this thing on. And what I'm going to do here is I wrap this with thread tape. I'm going to feed this through here. Hold on. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to feed it through like that. And then with the seal with the lip, I'm going to come through. And I'm gonna hand spin it on. The thread tape is for. What's that? The thread tape is to hold this in place. And that is how it's gonna look. And what I'll do is I'll get my. Now I know you guys hear me. I'm recording. Huh? I'm recording. And then this actually mounts kind of perfectly. And I'm just gonna get some, just tighten them down. Make sure that this is kind of snug so it doesn't have any play. I'm gonna give it one good turn. Don't want to overdo it, plastic will break. Like that. And now our flush mount is ready to go. So get back with you guys tomorrow.
The next day.
I have my USB adapter cord right here, and what I could do is I can like tape these off since I'm not going to be using these anymore. But essentially I'm going to fish this wire right through here. This is just going to be my Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wire that I need for I'm going to just tuck this in there, and it should look something like that for now. And with all this set up, I guess what I will focus on now is running my rear view camera. All right, we're getting to the end of it, you guys. So what I'm going to do here is, the one thing I'm not 100% sure is if I'm still gonna have my steering wheel controls. I don't really care irregardless, but I gotta hook this up. This is our rear view camera here. I'm gonna tell you all the things I gotta connect to the stereo. This is for the steering wheel controls, possibly. This is the rear view camera. This is the USB connection. All right, and just don't forget with the trigger light, you have to tap the camera into the reverse end, okay? And with all these things, now I'm going to, just like we took it out, I'm gonna slide the radio in with this trim piece like this, and then I'm gonna bolt it up on the sides here. All right, and we have a lot of connections here. All right, so right here, this is our AC controls at the very top. Don't forget that. This is our radio connections. We have, this is our steering wheel controls. This is our mic for the talk on the Bluetooth and Apple CarPlay when you're on the phone. This is the rear view camera. This is the antenna adapter, and everything else is plugged in up. And where is it? This right here, this big wire, if I can find this shit, this big old thing right here is our USB for our Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So now it's all about just tucking this big mess I created, because I want to be lazy. Luckily, this is another reason why having the Sony is kind of nice, because there's a little storage spot where everything can kind of tuck in. But now I'm just gonna tuck everything in, and we kind of have to get it up under here like that, like that. Make sure everything's tucked in at the bottom. Like that. Good. And then for the most part, that is in. Nice. Let's get the keys, turn it to the on position, and we will check our rear view camera as well. So that is the on position. And if I turn this up, radio works. Another thing, let's put our foot in here, push down, reverse. Haha! Oh, it's upside down. Okay, hold on. But we are working here. So I'm just gonna start clipping, and then let me see if this steering wheel control works while I'm at it. Nope, that's perfectly okay. All right, now we're just gonna start clipping everything in, pop, zipping, buzzing everything down, and then I'll show you the final product. And I'm gonna come here, on position. And climate control is working. That's always good to see. I'll turn that off for now. Home, this. Let's start going through our settings here. Do all your date and time, your beep, your rear view camera. Let's put the reverse back to normal. The main thing I want to show you guys is that I'm gonna do our wallpaper here, and with the this is the Sony XAV3200. This has the customizable wallpaper. You're gonna use this USB here. I'm gonna import it. I'm gonna go to SanDisk folder, photos, and let me cycle through here and I'll make sure I find what I'm looking for. So I know I got a glare here, but this is the wallpaper I'm gonna run with. The only thing you need to know is that the wallpapers do have to be a JPG, and you do have to use like a little USB to import one of these. I'm probably gonna end up changing this, but another thing I'll say is that for some reason too, before you download the pictures to your flash drive, like up the brightness a lot. For some reason the wallpapers come in a little dim, but other than that, you got radio, Sirius XM, my Bluetooth is already connected, your USB. Now for the rear view camera, it will not come on because the power is not on unless it's in reverse. So I'm gonna put it in reverse, and there you go. Let me cover up a little bit of that, and we have our we have our rear view camera, and she is working perfectly. And you can adjust the height and stuff like that later, but knock that out. And you have your AV jacks, your phone, your settings. You can play with your time, your date, all that stuff. You have your sound here, your EQs, your balances. Oh, this is a cool feature right here. This allows you to change like the height of where you hear the sound. So like this car doesn't have dash speakers or what do you call that? Yeah, like dash speakers. So what you can do is if you put this in like high, it like makes the sound it makes it just sound different. I forgot what it's called, I gotta look it up, but it's pretty cool. Phone call, you can tell you want your phone call sound to come from. I'll say I want it from all the speakers. Your visual, we already did the wallpaper. This is how you use the auto dimmer stuff for nighttime so you're not blinding yourself. Bluetooth is already set up. Now let's jump to our Apple CarPlay. And when you connect your USB to here, I have Apple, so you're gonna see two things change. You're gonna see something here called WebLink. It's an app you download. Basically you can screencast your phone on here so you can watch stuff while you're driving. You're not supposed to do that, but I wanted to tell you can use that WebLink for that. Then you have your Apple CarPlay here, and you have your phone, your music, your text messages, all that stuff. Your Google Maps, Pandora, Spotify, your nav. You can use your nav, everything. So I'm all good to go here, you guys. We have successfully put in a stereo for this car. Man, thanks for watching. Till next time, out. Bye.